as it marks 50 years since its establishment, with Social Welfare Week to be held at Mnazi Mmoja. She made the call while introducing the week and preparations of the Institute's 50-year celebrations to journalists in Dar es Salaam.
Institute of Social Work is celebrating 50 years since its establishment in 1973. This is a higher learning institution that has been the champion in training social welfare officers in the country. The Institute, in collaboration with the Ministry of Community Development, Gender, Women and Special Groups, has organized the provision of free of charge social welfare services to happen at Mnazi Mmoja grounds in Dar es Salaam from 14th to 17th December. I therefore welcome the people of Dar es Salaam and people from the nearby regions like Pwani and Lindi to participate and utilize these services, as they will learn the services provided by the ministry through its Department of the Social Welfare Services.
The Institute of Social Work Week will start on 14th December until 17th December 2023 at Mnazi Mmoja grounds, while the climax of the 50th anniversary of the Institute of Social Work will be held on 18th December 2023 at the Julius Nyerere International Convention Center, JNICC, where various discussions will be conducted, and the guest of honor is expected to be the Prime Minister of Tanzania, Kassim Majaliwa. NMB Bank has exceeded its NMB Community Bond Fund collection target, where approximately 212 billion shillings have been collected compared to the previous collections of 100 billion shillings, while in dollars, the bank has received $73 million compared to the $15 million expected to be collected. The announcement has been made by the bank's Executive Director, Ruth Zaipuna, during the listing of the community bonds in the Dar es Salaam stock market.
All funds that are collected through bonds will be used to provide loans aimed at bringing about positive and sustainable results in society, including loans for renewable energy projects, prevention and control environmental pollution, clean water and sewage management, as well as climate change.
On the other hand, the Minister of Investment and Planning, Professor Kitila Mkumbo, says the move will benefit the government by getting funds for the implementation of various projects, while the Executive Director of the Capital Markets and Securities Authority, CMSA, Nicodemus Mkama, says the agreement will increase the value of bonds of companies listed in the market by more than 65%, from 326 billion shillings to 538 billion shillings.
We have set aside areas of renewable energy projects, natural resources, environment and food security. These are concentrated areas where the government will work on it. This is the first bond which brings about positive impact for the community to be listed in the Dar es Salaam stock market.
Until now, this GATS has listed 27 bonds. Today's bond has reached the total number of 28 bonds from 15 different companies.
Started to be sold on the 25th of September 2023 and lasted for a period of 1 month, where the funds obtained are aimed at facilitating energy, health and water projects. Now on to our tourism piece. Located in northern Tanzania near the border with neighboring Kenya, Lake Natron is situated northeast of the Ngorongoro crater. Although Lake Natron does not contain the same area of wildlife as the surrounding natural parks, it is fascinating to see life so close to such a deadly body of water. Python Gaga has prepared the following feature about Lake Natron and why you should visit it.
Lake Natron, a salt or soda lake not far from Lake Manyara in northern Tanzania. It is located in the Gregory Rift, the eastern branch of the East African Rift. The lake lays at the foot of the Oldonyo Lengai, an active volcano. Lake Natron is the perfect breeding place for flamingos. Flamingos find a safe breeding ground at Lake Natron, since most other animals find its caustic environment and high temperatures inhospitable. It therefore provides a good barrier against predators trying to reach nests on seasonal evaporation islands. Every year, more than 2 million flamingos come here to lay their eggs, and chicks hatch between September and April. Other animals in Lake Natron are some fish species such as tilapia. They can survive in the slightly less salty water near the shore. Lake Natron is also home to some endemic algae, invertebrates, and other birds. Tens of thousands of other birds can be spotted near the lake, making Lake Natron a prime destination for bird lovers in Africa.
Before we wind up the local news tonight, let us now have a look at today's exchange rates according to the Bank of Tanzania, BOT. Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Stay tuned for all the latest in international news. Here's international news as compiled by Dorothy Mari and read by Rehema Sababili.
Kenya has opened its border by abolishing visa requirements for all foreign nationals. President William Ruto made the announcement when he delivered his national address at this year's 60th Jamhuri Day national celebration in Nairobi. The new policy, however, takes effect beginning January 2024, but travelers will be vetted in advance online since it will be mandatory to obtain electronic travel authorization. Egyptians have voted for the third and final day of presidential elections. According to the National Election Authority, by the end of the second day, 45% of eligible voters had cast their votes. President Abdul Fattah el-Sisi, who is running for the third term in office, will widely expected to win. Almost 200 countries are working to salvage a global deal on climate change after a backlash on fossil fuel during COP28 talks in Dubai. Some had hoped the world would commit to phase out coal, oil and gas for the first time, but wording on this was unexpectedly dropped. However, a COP28 chief says the latest proposal was a starting point and they had spent the night getting feedback. All 198 countries must agree for there to be a deal. Banning fossil fuel drives the global warming, risking millions of lives. So far, governments have never collectively agreed to stop using them.
That was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, basketball instructor Ashraf Harun says training for local coaches will boost development of the game in the country. Instructor Harun insists local coaches, they have impacted new technical skills and knowledge of the basketball to youth in schools and street in Tanzania.
Mafunzo waliyopata wataenda kuinua viwango vya wachezaji wetu.
They got training that will raise the performance of our players and those one with talent who are on the street.
They have desire for teaching because we see them since we started to teach them. At a good luck, we got both secondary and primary school teachers in our attendance.
25 local coaches have been involved in 5 days of basketball training level 2, coaching courses that aims to strengthen their skills and knowledge of the game. Tennis coach Guardian Muhina urges young talented tennis players to train harder so as to enhance their quality if they want to compete at international levels. Speaking to TBC News in Dar es Salaam, Coach Muhina says Tanzania has many talented tennis players, but they lack proper training and has diminished their skills.
Napenda kwamba hivi mlivyonikuta, nilikuwa napenda mnikute niko kwenye mazoezi.
I like to tell them to wake up early in the morning, especially for the thing that they love most, and that will help them.
Coach Muhina furthermore calls on the players to be more disciplined to honor the game. And that marks the end of the news bulletin for tonight. Don't miss our next bulletin in Kiswahili at 11 p.m. On behalf of the whole team, I am Terry Mparinyanga. Have a lovely, lovely night.